Good day, everyone. Today we shall be discussing on positive feedback mechanism. So I'd like you not to forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our YouTube channel as Gallant Medical. Thank you. Before the starting of this class. So today we shall be discussing on the positive feedback mechanism, and the contents on our discussion today. They are the introduction to positive feedback mechanism, the types or examples of positive feedback mechanism, and the clinical correlates, that is the medical application of the positive feedback mechanism. So starting from the first one, introduction to positive feedback mechanism. The positive feedback mechanism is the homeostatic mechanism that continues to increase itself to achieve a purpose once it is activated. The positive feedback mechanism is also self-amplifying. Here, the sensor senses the change and increases the change until the purpose is achieved, and thereby the effector in the positive feedback mechanism response is in the same direction to the stimulus. The effector response here is in the same direction to the stimulus. Types or examples of positive feedback mechanism. There are mainly of three types: micturition, action potential, and parturition. Though there are many types, but we shall be discussing mainly on these three: the micturition, action potential, and parturition. Micturition, first one. Filling of the bladder to a level causes a pressure change to the critical level, which reflexively causes contraction of the torso muscle. The pressure increases and the reflex is reactivated, leading to the contraction of the bladder. This occurs until urine is expelled from the bladder. So this form of micturition works in a positive feedback mechanism. The second one is the action potential. When the threshold potential is reached, sodium channel when the threshold potential is reached, sodium ion voltage gated channel is opened and activated, which leads to increased sodium ion influx and more membrane potential charge towards the positive. The change towards the positive. So this occurs once the membrane is depolarized and action potential is conducted down the cell membrane. So in this action potential, when the threshold potential is reached, sodium ion voltage gated channel is opened and activated, which leads to increased sodium ion influx and more membrane potential change towards the positive. So this occurs once the membrane is depolarized and action potential is conducted down the cell membrane. The third one is parturition. Contraction of the uterus leads to release of oxytocin, which increases its contraction and opening of the cervix. So this occurs once the fetus is expelled from the uterus. So this works in a positive feedback mechanism. Parturition. The contraction of the uterus leads to release of oxytocin, which increases its contraction and opening of the cervix. And so this occurs once the fetus is expelled from the uterus and work in a positive feedback mechanism. That's all on the types of the positive feedback mechanism. And the clinical correlates related to the positive feedback mechanism, the main one is called overflow dribbling. What is overflow dribbling? Overflow dribbling occurs when there is damage to the afferent limb of the micturition reflex. Here, the positive feedback mechanism is less effective. It won't function as it is supposed to. So the bladder fills up and the urine overflow out through the urethra. So when there is damage to the afferent limb of the micturition reflex, the positive feedback mechanism becomes less effective, and so the bladder fills up and the urine overflow out through the urethra. So that's all on the positive feedback And thank you for listening. And I will not forget what to tell you not to forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to our